One of the hardest things to get across the internet is your tone of voice. It's hard to get across even now talking to a microphone with a video camera, and it's harder with written comments in Facebook, written comments in Reddit. And I can see this is an example of a conversation going off the rails when there was really nothing for anyone to disagree about or fight over. I was just reporting what I'd done in taking a step to try to address the cause of this problem, the muddy puddle in the middle of the park. It's not the biggest deal in the world. And it's a situation where I didn't want to call the cops. I didn't want to call city government. I didn't want to go up to these employees of this daycare center and threaten them I can report this to the Parks Department or some branch of government. I didn't want to threaten anybody, and I'm not making this into a bigger deal than it is. But it's like, hey, you know what? If the kids just play a few steps this way, or they play a different kind of game, if they kick a soccer ball around or throw a frisbee or play on the swing set or in the padded area by the swings and the slides, they do anything other than tear up the grass with their hands and make mud pies, this is a problem we could solve. But hey, if it doesn't work out, also not a big deal. I did what I could positively to address this situation, and I shared that with the group. And if no good comes of it, hey, I did what I could. But I'm about reaching out to people and ask them to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Now, there's been a lot of hostility in reply. Similar to previous posts in this group, your sense of entitlement is through the roof. People in this group are willing to have a balanced discussion and think critically, while you're clearly just looking to rant and have people support your views. This community was developed to focus on positive aspects of living, build a community. All you seem to do is complain. And it's got 22 thumbs up. There are lots of people jumping in to pile in and aside and agree with them, right? Again, all I'm doing is replying to this, saying, hey, I'm a parent too. I have good intentions. What brought this down to me? And when he refers to my earlier comments in the group, have a little bit of compassion. The earlier comment I made was to show the photograph that my garden had been destroyed. And I went and asked management, and management said they had no idea. I don't know if a few days later or a few weeks later management figured out, but building management had no idea who had destroyed my garden or why. My whole tomato plant was torn out of the ground. I had several other plants I'd planted and watched grow, and I was looking forward to them reviving in the spring. My whole garden was destroyed. I didn't say anything mean. I didn't get angry, but I posted a picture and said, hey, I have no idea what happened, but just last night or the night before, somebody came and destroyed my whole garden. And at that moment, building management told me it wasn't them, that it wasn't employees of the building. Nobody knew at that time what the story was. And people were back. So to say to me this is massively entitled, with either of these two, this is kind of my two and only two, comments to the group, look, guys, when you read other people's comments, when you read other people's contributions, how you impute tone of voice to them, what intentions you imagine or assume, isn't it possible? Isn't it just possible that someone destroyed every plant in my garden and I had good intentions in writing in and saying, hey, does anyone know what happened to my garden last night? Isn't it possible that I was trying to do something positive, as I said again and again, and going out and talking to these employees at the daycare center and saying, look, there's a way for us all to use this park without damaging or destroying it. And that I'd be writing to the group thinking, hey, maybe some other people were wondering about this. Maybe some other people want an update. Maybe some other people were looking out their window and saw that the city government sent trucks and workmen to repair this problem. And then the problem only got worse because the people causing the problem didn't stop. Maybe that's the kind of thing a couple other people in the building want to hear about, that, someone took the time to talk to them about it. And when I talked to them about it, it seemed like the employees had never thought of it before, never heard of it before. If you can't see that as a positive contribution, guys, I have no objection to you sending in more hate mail. I can deal with an avalanche of hate mail from Ian and everyone else.